Hello, football fans, and welcome back to Madden 23. In this episode, I'm going to go ahead and go through a couple of weeks here because we've got the bye week, and then we'll get to the game against Seattle. In news in the actual NFL this week, as far as the Carolina Panthers, the big talk right now is the fact that they may go after another wide receiver. We already picked up Adam Thielen during the offseason, and I'm really excited about the acquisition there. I think that he's a really good wide receiver, and I feel like he's more of a possession type guy that will help us overall uh, in what we're wanting in a receiving core. But there's also the rumor that we may go after DeAndre Hopkins. Now he's a free agent, and there's several teams that are after him, but the Panthers are not out of the race for him. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I think that he is a fantastic player, and I think that he definitely can add a lot to a team. But I sort of feel like if we were to go after him, then we almost should have just stayed with DJ Moore. I understand Moore was more of a trade in order to get the number one overall draft pick. But I don't know. I'm a little bit torn on the DeAndre Hopkins thing, and I'm worried that he may cost us more money than he's actually worth in the end. It's just my thoughts on it. But as it is, we had a very good game against Denver here. I feel like the team's really gelling well now. I've got it to where I really feel like the play action pass is a major part of the offense. We're getting good passing yards, and it is opening up the running game. And then our defense is just absolutely dominating. So I'm really pleased with how it's working overall. So let's go ahead and view the message from the breakout player. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. You see Jeremy Chin out there? That's not a fluke. That guy is a big time talent. Alright. Development trait upgrade. Jeremy Chin now has the superstar development trait, progresses faster than before, and can use superstar abilities. 2000 XP boost for your defensive back. Perfect. Very happy about that overall. Not going to worry about negotiating. We do need to go to manage staff though, because we did earn a decent amount of points there, and so we can go to the talent trees here. Let's go. I believe it's on the defensive talent tree that we're on now. Yeah, because we've already got all these. We could add another point here, but that's just for wide receivers, and I don't really care that much about their release. Alright, so I just want to get down here as quickly as possible. Then we'll continue adding in points. So for right now, let's go ahead and get this one. And then we'll go ahead and get this one as well. And then can we get this one? No, this one's 20. So we'll have to get that next time, but that's fine. We've gotten to that point. Very pleased with it. We'll go ahead and head back out of here. Back out of here. And then let's see if there's anything else we need to do before we go to the bye week. Nope, nothing else here, so let's go ahead and advance 1 week. See what we have during the bye week. See the playoff picture. Definitely am curious about this. So for now, we've got a first round bye, and we will face the winner of the, we'll face the lowest ranked team overall here. So whoever is the lowest ranked team, that's the one we'll face. So several teams we haven't faced yet this year. Dallas is actually looking like it will make the playoffs this year. Well, that's somewhat unique, I guess. And my friend who's a big Raiders fan will be happy to note that his team looks like it's going to make the playoffs here as well. So great for them. The Bengals are not in here, which is sort of funny because, I mean, they did very well overall. And the 49ers are not in here either, even though they did really well. So predictors are a little bit off, but, you know, that is the way it is. So right now, KC is the other team. I mean, that's sort of fair overall. Doesn't surprise me at all. View weekly awards. Did we get anything this week? Hey, we got the running back here with McCaffrey, 239 yards. Very nice. We can upgrade some players. I'm always about that. Hey, it's Jeremy Chin. All right. Let's go ahead to him. And I want him. Yeah, really I care. Well, let's go with hybrid. I think hybrid is a good position there. Because it's really, I want him to be able to do press coverage and at the same time to be able to go ahead and be able to come up, get the running back stuff like he has been doing. So, pretty pleased with that overall. What do I need to do as far as staff here? I have these points, but I'm wanting to keep those points. So I think that's what they're talking about. We're just going to skip ahead to the next week then. Nothing that we really have to do here. So we're going to advance in our week. All right. So we're here against Seattle, who is 1-11. Yeah, I feel like we're pretty good in this game here. Has anything really changed? Few teams have jumped around some, but nothing huge here. The Raiders did fall to number 7. Ooh, and the Chiefs fell out, and now the Steelers are in that position. Interesting. So that is actually a dramatic change there. So that week was important. Alright. So we got some players to upgrade again. We can do that. Ooh, quite a few of them actually. Alright. So for a linebacker, I'm going to put power rusher. We'll go with that. Since that's the scheme fit. Left tackle here, I'm all about the power because I really want to be able to run the ball. So, definitely care about power being upgraded. Same thing with the right guard here. Power is key. Our fullback. You know, I'd rather him be a blocking fullback, so let's get that. Alright, so we got that nice upgrade for him. As I said, I'm not too worried about negotiations and such because I am planning on getting the new game for the new year. So with that, I will be having the roster and everything just update itself. But with all of that in mind, let's go to manage the team, or manage the staff here so we can put in what we want for this week as far as our goals. Alright, so win the turnover battle. That's always a good one. And I should be able to do that. I've really not had any problem with doing that in the games. Let's go 300 offensive yards. Let's go allow 10 points or less, actually. Yeah, and we'll stick with the 200 plus rushing yards. Alright, so those are our goals for the week. Should be very attainable here. I don't even know who their quarterback is now that Russell Wilson left. So I guess we'll see in this game. But with all of that in mind, let's go ahead and jump into the game.
Today, from Seattle, Washington, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Drew Lock and the Seattle Seahawks versus Andy Dalton and the Carolina Panthers.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle, and we just heard it, and that means it's time for football at Lumen Field. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Carolina Panthers and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in the midst of a season-crushing losing streak. It's up to 9 games now.
And I don't have a PhD in psychology, but you can see it in their body language. This is not a team that is organized and been ready to play.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Get a look at this Seahawk offense as they come out there. And the quarterback brought in as part of that big offseason trade, now in his 4th NFL season, Drew Lock.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass. That's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Now it's Carson, and he'll get about 3 up past the 25. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Lock working out of the gun. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of it. Game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a 3-time Pro Bowler, owner of over 35,000 passing yards in 11 seasons, the veteran Andy Dalton.
I love his football IQ. I love his ability to have people rally around him. And as he likes to remind me all the time when I get ready to call one of his games, I can run it a little bit too. A nice presence to have on your team.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. He's got room at the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a first down.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game.
Touchdown! DJ Moore, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. This crew, they were on a roll going into the bye week that they just had, Charles, so sort of picking up where they left off.
And you and I both know that when you come back off of an open week and you've been winning games, you should get a few extra days off in order to recharge and refuel. But coaches often hedge their bets, too. They'll bring them back and work them really hard that first practice back to make sure that they're back and grounded.
Whatever they did, formula looking good so far in this one. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. This is Carson. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. Lock's throw caught here by Metcalf. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. From midfield, here's Locke. And this one complete to Will Fuller. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
They'll run the screen with Carson. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Throwing now is Locke. He's got his tight end fan. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On the delay, here's Carson. And the big They're going to stop him right at the line.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run again with Carson. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Derek Brown, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Locke exits on 4th down as Seattle sends out Jason Myers. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
As we roll on here in the month of December, Week 14, coming up tonight, we got a good one in the AFC West. Get the Parkas out, Kansas City and Denver from the frigid Empower Stadium at Mile High. And then tomorrow night, you can turn those Parkas in for some shorts, golf polos, and flip-flops. Monday Night Football in Arizona. Patriots, Cardinals, 8:15 Eastern. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Up the gut, McCaffrey. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice gain.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back, trying to cover. Couldn't get there.
Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away? It could cost them a ball game.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Throwing again on 2nd down. Locke. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Locke. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. Draw play. This is Carson. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. They look to throw. It's Locke. No escape for Locke, and he'll go down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Well, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Taken from just outside the 30. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the...
And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That's good for 28 yards.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. And the Panthers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So the moment is finally at hand. What a season, CD. His 29th rushing touchdown of the year. No one in the history of the NFL has had more in a single season. And congratulations to him. What an achievement.
We certainly had the feeling early in the year, maybe week 2 or 3, where we talked to each other and thought this could really turn into something. But I don't know if either of us thought we'd get to this point. Maybe the best season ever by a running back in NFL history.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Block now on 1st down. Catch is made by Metcalf. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Locke throwing the out route, and he connects with Fant. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We begin with 2 of the better teams in the NFC the past few years. Tampa Bay making the long journey west to take on San Francisco. And it's the 49ers who are out in front with that game closing in on halftime. T.Y. Hilton, a touchdown reception. From there, let's make the trek down to Southern California as we check in on the Chargers at home in Inglewood. And right now they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. Justin Herbert with 2 touchdown passes. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And things didn't go so well as it was the visiting Raiders who come in and grab the victory. Derek Carr, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. The Panthers ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. This offense set to begin the third quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game.
Dalton sets up play action. On the move to his left. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, roughing the passer penalty and an automatic first down.
And that's the mark of a bad team, partner, because that's an easily preventable penalty, but they just didn't take the proper steps to make it so.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. Touchdown, Panthers. DJ Moore with his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And it's 21-3. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. Seahawks with a 1st and 10. Locke gets ready to go at their own 25-yard line. Locke going to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
Here's Locke. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here. Third quarter, we'll see what else he has in store for us. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Dalton off play action. Flush to his right. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. 3rd down. Here's McCaffrey. Trucks over him. And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 65 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive will continue.
And while it didn't work very well on that play, defenders on 3rd and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way, you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock him backwards.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Seahawks 26. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And they'll get this down to the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey, and he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and they open the lead up now to 25. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Block now to throw. He sees Fuller on the out route, and it's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The Seahawks on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Locke. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up 4th down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. This is McCaffrey on the give. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 114 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And the Panthers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the...
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Giovanni Ricci, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers are on their way to a sensational 13-0 start as they extend their lead here. Well, obviously, Charles, no more points were needed, but some teams just can't resist the urge to keep adding on, and they did just that here in the 4th quarter.
And we've certainly been on the call to see many teams do exactly that over the years, Brandon. Some to even more impressive degrees. In the end, it always comes back to there's still a defense out there, and it's still a game of NFL football. So if you don't like what's happening, it's up to you to get them stopped.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Eskridge going to keep this one in the end zone, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Seahawks with a 1st and 10. Locke gets ready to go at their 25-yard line. To throw it is Locke. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Locke to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Locke targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 44-yard line. Now Locke. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Locke looks to throw it again. And his throw here's incomplete. As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, seem to be pretty effective in this one.
Yeah, I thought that they've been absolutely outstanding. I mean, their job is to prevent touchdowns, and not a single touchdown's going on the board against them. Of course, they want to make it a total shutout, but hey, if you don't give up touchdowns, you got a heck of a chance to win.
Lock to Lockett for the Seattle first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Returning right back to Lockett. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. Back to throw again. Fighting through pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Locke's throw into the hands of Lockett. Really nice gain on the completion, however, still 3rd and goal that they face now.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation. One that they have a...
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he gets it to go to make this a 35-10 score now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
This was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
So for Carolina, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Seattle, it's another week to forget as they're going to fall to 1-12 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and click the like button. And if you've not already, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon